Good morning, this is Sheikh Zainab Fatima of branch CSC 4th year C section, and my tech talk topic for cloud application development. Cloud application development is the basics of virtualization. Firstly, the objectives we go through is are introduction of virtualization, architecture of virtualization, types of virtualization, cloud versus virtualization, and the last but not the least, conclusion. So firstly, we'll go through the introduction of virtualization. So what virtualization is? Virtualization is a technique which allows to share a single instance of application or resource among the multiple organizations or the customers. So virtualization is proven technology that makes it possible to run multiple operating systems. Virtualization is also the process of creating logical version of a server OS, means operating system, or a storage device or the network services. The technology that works behind the virtualization is known as the virtual machine monitor or the virtual manager, which separates compute environment from the actual physical infrastructure. What is the basic concept behind the virtualization? So the concept behind this virtualization is the creation of the virtual machine over the existing operating system and the hardware. The types of machines, the virtual machines are host machine, guest machine, and the hypervisor. Host machine, the machine on which the virtual machine is created, and the guest machine is the virtual machines referred as a guest machine. Hypervisor is a firmware or a low level program that acts as a virtual machine manager. Now comes the architecture of virtualization. So you can see here the hosted hypervisor. This is one of the architecture, and the bare metal hypervisor. So this one is one. And the hosted hypervisor examples are RTS hypervisor, Oracle virtual machine ware, virtual logic. And now coming to bare metal hypervisor, the examples are KVM, VMW, VMware Fusion, Virtual Server 2005 R2, Windows Virtual PC, and the Virtual Machine Ware Workstation 6.0. So these are the architecture of virtualization. So next come how this virtualization works. Before virtualization, the software is tied to hardware. The single OS image per machine and one of the application workloads per operating system. So the applications are workload per the operating system, inflexible and the costly infrastructure. So after virtualization, multiple workloads per machine. So here you can see like only in one machine there are the multiple works which is going on, and the software is independent of hardware. The system data apps are files. So system data apps are will be like acting as files. So this is. Next comes the types of virtualization. Types of virtualizations. Firstly, hardware virtualization. operating system virtualization, server virtualization, storage virtualization. Next, firstly, we'll talk about the hardware virtualization. So, how this works and what are the usage of this? When the virtual machine software, or you can say as the virtual machine manager, is directly installed on the hardware, is known as the virtualization. So if the virtual machine is directly installed on the hardware system, so this can be known as the hardware virtualization. The main job of the hypervisor is to control or and monitor the processor, memory and the other hardware resources. So usage of this hardware virtualization. Hardware virtualization is mainly done for the server platforms because controlling a virtual machine is much easier than controlling a physical server. Come the architecture of this hardware virtualization. So here you can see the traditional architecture and the virtual architecture. So here these applications are working as the multiple applications, multiple layers. So this is the hardware virtualization. Next comes the operating system virtualization. When the virtual machine software is installed on the host operating system instead of directly on the hardware system is known as the operating system virtualization. It means that the virtual machine is installed on the host operating system. Uh, no need to no need to directly install it to the hardware system, is known as the operating system virtualization. Usage for the operating system virtualization. Operating system virtualization is mainly used for testing the applications on the different platforms of OS. So this was my tech talk topic for cloud application development. Thank you.